What is up, everyone? James Baek here, and today we are going to be trying out a team created by the world champion. And this team, it really looks like a team that should have been in like Series 6 plus a Cortana. We have a team built by the 2017 world champion Ryota with Porygon-Z, Swift Porygon-Z. I don't know what the Swift is for realistically, but hey, it's there with with Wider, Cortana, Weakness Policy, Rotom Heat, Surf, Weavile, Life Orb, Gastrodon. This is one crazy team, and I'm excited to try it. I wasn't a big fan of the Halucha team that he made recently that I was originally planning to feature, but I actually think this team is actually pretty good. I played a few games with it. Hopefully it gets to show off how well it is, because these are some strange picks, but they work really well together, I think, and I really do think this team has great potential. So we're gonna be trying out and see how it goes. Try the team out with the rental code on the screen. But let's get started and play some games. All right, Concoction, Regieleki, the Lapras, Incineroar, Urshifu, and Whimsicott. So I can't tell. There are a few things that when it comes to mind about this. One is it going to be like they're going to lead like Lapras, Regieleki, and then Dynamax Eleki, switching to Concoction to activate the electric terrain. Definitely a possibility. I could see Trick Room on the Whimsicott. That's another potential option I gotta be scared about. If I can beat the Lapras, I feel pretty nice with my Gastrodon though. Gastrodon does very well in this matchup. Of course, there are a few threats. Specifically, it's going to be the Lapras, as well as the Urshifu if it's the dark one. Even the water one, close combat's going to hurt quite a bit. And then, of course, the Whimsicott, although they don't really carry grass moves. I really kind of like Porygon-Z. I really wish we had Nasty Plot over Swift. I'm not sure what Swift really does in like specific matchups, but we'll roll with it. I think Clef is pretty nice here. I really like Gastrodon, I'm pretty sure. And last Pokemon, it's tough because I kind of like Rotom Heat. It's a decent switch-in, but I also really like the Cortana, and I think I will go Cortana. The reason I want to go Cortana is I want a Pokemon that's faster than Urshifu, which I think is a big factor. So we'll see how this goes. I'm really going to be relying on setting up a Gastrodon clean game, I think. But the problem is the Weavile is probably going to get set up and there's not much I can do about it. Fake Tears would also be really scary on that Whimsicott. I don't think it'd be switcheroo, but if it is going to be a switcheroo, I don't think it activates it right away. Let's see. It's going to be Whimsicott plus Lapras, it looks like. Yep. So Fake Tears is a very annoying, but it's fine. I also have the Trick Room option, so I don't know if they're going to Tailwind. If they know the team, of course. This is Rio's team. It is fairly new. He posted a few days ago, but it is that option. So I kind of want to max Strike here. I don't know if it is going to be the Sash on the Whimsicott or not, or if it's going to be Sash Urshifu and then there's like the eject button stuff. So I kind of want to Strike here because I really want that speed decrease if they're not going to set up the... How fast is my Porygon? I think that's important to note. Am I faster than Lapras? I am faster than Lapras after a Strike if they don't Tailwind here. So I mean, that's worth it. I think I'll Protect here too, because I really don't think you switch a root turn one. That's such a risky play. I think you Fake Tears, unless you don't have Fake Tears on this team. If you have Helping Hand, I assume you go for it. I think the more likely play here is to like Helping Hand, Fake Tears the Porygon slot and try to pick up big damage. Especially for the Clef Protect. I don't think you switch a root right here. But we'll see, I guess. Dynamax Lapras, it is faster than my PZ. Good to know. And we'll see here. What's nice is after this Max Strike, I think even after Weavile, I'll still either KO it, unless this one's got super bulky and Spadef. Or it has a Focus Sash, which is fine. If it has Focus Sash, just put in Swift range, and I can start focusing down the Lapras, which is according to plan. Because I do need to weaken Lapras because getting it ready for my Gastrodon is really crucial. I also really want to get rid of the speed control of my opponent's team so Cortana can outspeed things like the Urshifu, for instance. So we are going to see Tailwind come out. Okay, I had Trick Room as an option. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they thought I was just plot. And we're going to see the Resonance come out. Is this going to be out into my Clefairy? Nice. I was worried about Fake Tears double up into Clef, which is why I decided to go against the idea of going for the Follow Me there, just in case. We are going to see the Weavile. A little bit of a crit is a bit unfortunate, but not too big of a deal in my opinion. The Life Orb does activate. Here comes a Max Strike into the Whimsicott. We get to find out the item, and I actually can't tell. Did I knock it out? I did knock it out nice. So that's pretty good because of the fact that now I don't have to worry about Whimsicott setting up Tailwind anymore. One of the threats to my Gastrodon is out of the way, which is really nice here. Let's see what my opponent is going to send out next. Is it going to be... And also no fake Tears pressure, which is really nice. We're going to see the Incineroar looks like comes out. Okay. Interesting. Is this just going to be Fake Out? Because Fake Out's fine. It doesn't change anything. Could be double up into Clef. Flare Blitz into Geyser would pick up a knockout, or maybe Resonance, depending on the speed tiers of the Incineroar and the Lapras. Because you wouldn't want to Flare Blitz and Geyser. Weaken the power your Flare Blitz using the Geyser if you're faster with Lapras. And I assume this Lapras is probably faster. Not really that worried about Incineroar. Although if I can get rid of Incineroar and if the last Pokemon's Urshifu, Gastrodon can win. But if it's the Alaki in the back, my best play is to weaken the Lapras, which I kind of am okay with. So I think I'll just follow me here. But I just go for the Helping Hand. It's not like these Pokemon are putting pressure on. You know what? I'll go for the Helping Hand here. I think Helping Hand's fine, especially if it's Fake Out. And yeah, a double up won't knock out Porygon-Z, I'm pretty sure. So I think I'm okay with this position. And yeah, they go for Fake Out, which is awesome for me. So I get the best turn out of this. We're going to see another Resonance come out into the Clef, so I'm assuming this is off Blizzard, and it barely misses the knockout on Clef. I'm actually surprised my opponent didn't just go on the Flare Blitz knockout, because if they expected well, obviously it didn't affect Helping Hand. If Follow Me came out, it was the same experience. So yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised. But yeah, we are able to get a massive amount into that Lapras, big damage, and that speed decrease is really nice here. So that's a really good turn for me. The Lapras is in range of my Leaf Blade, which is really nice. And now I can go for another strike. I think I can target the Incineroar slot. There's a chance Lapras max guards here. I don't know if it will, but it's not like I have to target it right away. And keeping Clef alive would be really nice here. But I think Helping Hand punish whatever Incineroar. Either do a lot of damage to Incineroar for Cortana to do well in, or blow back whatever could be in the back, I think is really nice. So yeah, I think Helping Hand is pretty safe here, especially since they target the Clefairy slot and I protect with Lapras. It doesn't change anything. And yeah, like if they did this and I protected, I got nothing out of the turn. And basically I'm just trying to get something out of every turn here, whether it's like reducing the damage on Clef or just surviving the turn. But we're gonna see Parting Shot come out here from the Incineroar. Completely fine because of the fact that somebody's taking a max strike from the Porygon-Z. The Incineroar I'm not really too worried about. Once again, let's find out your last Pokemon here. Gonna be that Urshifu. Okay, not surprised at all. And if this isn't Sash, this just goes down. Like, this just goes down. So yeah, some good damage off. And yeah, I'm pretty happy about this turn right here. As yeah, Porygon-Z is also looking fantastic in this end game. So unfortunately there's still one more turn of Tailwind. If I go Gastrodon, I'm a little bit worried about the Wicked Blow. It would be like close combat to Porygon and Freeze Dry and the Lapras potentially. If they have Freeze Dry, I don't know if they have Freeze Dry. I'm assuming they probably don't. I think the best play is to go Cortana here. Cortana's not necessary to win either. Like, it's good for the end game cleanup, but I absolutely don't need Cortana to win at all. I think the play here is just to go for Swift and pick up the knockout into the Urshifu slot. And yeah, I mean, the Lapras is at -3 speed. There's a chance Porygon outspeeds the Lapras. I don't know if we would knock out with the Swift because there is a Roarville up and we are -1, but it will probably knock out after a Life Orb. So I think Swift is completely fine here. And ooh, okay, let me think about Cortana's turn, because if they knock out the Porygon-Z with close combat, I definitely want to pick up a knockout into the Lapras, I think. Yeah. I'm trying to think about what happens if Porygon-Z goes down, like this upcoming turn. Yep. From the close combat. Tailwind's going to end, so I'm not really too worried. But Incineroar comes in with Fake Out pressure, and then I'm a little bit worried about how much damage I'm taking in general. So that's what I'm most concerned about. So here comes Sacred Sword into the Lapras slot. Lapras goes down. And now I think this is a bit of a mind game, which I'm not a huge fan of. Blizzard would just knocked me out straight up. I didn't want to make that play. Ooh, this is a tough position because now there's a really interesting mind game and I'm not sure of what to exactly say to it. So the mind game here is the Fake Out close combat into the The fake out close combat mind game into Cortana, of course, which would be pretty big. But the thing is, if they do that, if I knock out the Urshifu with Gastrodon, I don't think Incineroar can win. There's another mind game where there's a protect from Urshifu as I double it up to try to avoid the fake out. And then, yeah, that would be really bad if like Flareless goes off into Cortana because Urshifu and then the Incineroar would be able to target down the Gastrodon and do heavy damage. So that's a pretty scary position. I think my best play is just a Muddy Water here though. Muddy Water Sacred Sword? I think Muddy Water Sacred Sword is the play here. Yeah, and Incineroar. I'm not exactly too sure here. I can't see Protect, but we're gonna see Fake Out into Cortana. Okay, yeah, Fake Out goes into Cortana. That's fine. And the close combat into Gastrodon. Interesting play here, because I think that by separating your targets, you just instantly lose, unless I double miss Muddy Water. As long as I hit one Muddy Water, I was fine. Yeah. So here's Muddy Water. We are able to connect with both Pokemon, pick up a knockout, and yeah, that's victory right there. So nice. So I am able to limit Urshifu. I think, unless they were going for close combat crit, which I don't think was necessary at all at that point in the game, I really do think that they could have won off a read. But the reason I made that play, I think I had to go for Muddy Water there because I had to cover the protect from the Urshifu in the Flare Blitz play. Like, it's an advanced play, I think. But it definitely could have just been disastrous if I targeted down the Urshifu with both Pokemon, played it safe with like Earth Power double up, and then I would have been in a really bad position. With this position, I felt like it was pretty safe, and Aurora Veil did clear off, yeah. So I think Cortana would have still been able to KO the Incineroar regardless. Yeah. So I think Earth Power would have finished off the Incineroar if they doubled up into the Cortana slot. I think the only question is if they double up in a Gastrodon potentially. No, if they double in a Gastrodon and their Sacred Sword, their Urshifu, they lose. Yeah. So I didn't think they would make that play. There's a lot of factors there. It was really tricky targeting, I think. There's like a lot of general stuff. It's basically in that position, there's fake out mind games as well as protect mind games in order to try to catch one knockout. Because if I slip up there and double target into protect, it's a lose for me. I guess if I lose Muddy Water too, but I think I'd rather lose Muddy Water than get the protect mind game wrong, because there's a 100% chance of me losing if I get the protect mind game wrong, but there's still a pretty big 85% chance. I think that's Muddy Water accuracy, 85-90% chance I win if I just hit the Muddy Water onto the target. So yeah. And yeah, I don't think I played that super spectacularly. I think the turns went well for me though. I was definitely playing aggressive and I think it definitely paid off. I probably could have played that turn where Porygon-Z got knocked out better, but then again, I didn't exactly have a switch. Maybe keeping Clef alive, but I don't think that was really worth it. So I think I played it well enough to win that game, but I do think there were some other options that I had as well that maybe I'm not looking at right now. But yeah, just being able to, again, set up for that Gastrodon endgame, trying to target down the Pokemon that were really annoying to Gastrodon. Of course, my opponent ended up bringing three things that were annoying against Gastrodon, so a little bit unfortunate, but luckily Cortana was a good backup and pretty good against the remaining Pokemon on my opponent's team. Yeah. All right, we got Aaron here. Really interesting team. Indeedee, Hatterene, the Azumarill, Registeel, Goodra, and the Pheromosa. So some really interesting picks. I'm not really sure why the Pheromosa's there. Speed swap, I guess, potentially. Okay. I'm really a huge fan of, I think, the offensive mode of this team. I think the Weavile Rotom Heat option is really solid here. Problem is, I would really like Clef PZ here in the back, but I think typing wise, it's better to go Cortana and my Gastrodon. Swift is actually not bad because it does some decent damage to my opponent's team. The thing is, I definitely want Gastrodon, good against protecting the Rotom Heat as well as doing good damage to the Registeel. I really want Cortana in the back because I think it's good against Azu and Registeel too, but specifically the Goodra I'm a little bit worried about. Maybe Clef is better because I think protecting is more important than the immediate damage output, especially against something like Indeedee Hatterene, which is always annoying to deal with. Yeah, I'll go with these four actually. I prefer having the defensive option than the offensive option, especially since Gudra, there's like probably some fire stuff on my opponent's team, like Mystical Fire on the Hatterene, there's Flamethrower on the Gudra most likely, and then Registeel with Body Press if it gets set up. Although I don't think Registeel is either going to be brought. Maybe. It's the pretty much they're only switching to Porygon-Z, I guess. Indie Hatterene leads, I'm not surprised. I don't exactly have anything that stops the Trick Room anyway, so this is basically what I expect as a lead. I think I just surf, go for the Max Lightning to... Yeah, I think I surf Max Lightning here. Try to get rid of this terrain so Rotom survives the turn pretty cleanly. And then afterward, just go from there, I'm pretty sure. Good Max Flare. I don't think it's really worth it. Yeah, so we'll go for the surf and the weakness policy attack here with the Max Lightning. Into the Hatterene slot in case my opponent gets super greedy and protects Entity. I don't think that happens. I'm pretty sure Follow Me Trick Room's always play here, but if they really want to go greedy, that's the option. There's also the chance they go for Helping Hand, Max Mindstorm right out the bat, and try to pick up a cheeky KO, but I feel like that's extremely unlikely, especially since the team is generally really slow. Although my team is a Trick Room team, so it's actually pretty slow as well. So there's that option, I think, from my opponent. So we'll see. I think both options are actually pretty likely here, but I think the Trick Room option is more likely. Yep. Follow me, just Trick Room. Pretty standard. Okay. So this is pretty okay here for me because my mons don't really mind Trick Room. I have pretty slow things in general, except the Weavile, of course. The Registeel is not really a big concern. The only real concern is that Hatterene, because I don't exactly have the best answers to Hatterene. We are going to see a Max Lightning come off and knock out the Entity. Really nice there. So Entity is gone. No more redirection. I have 2 turns of a Dynamax. The only thing I'm really worried about upcoming is the Max Smite, which it's annoying, but I really don't have anything to deal with it. We're going to see the Trick Room come up. Okay. And then let's see what the next Pokemon's coming out. Azu potentially. If it's Azu, Liquidation's going to hurt. Gudra going to come out. Okay. I wonder if you're going to Dynamax or not. I think Clef is just a very safe play. Although Sludge Bomb could come out in a Weavile, I think Clef is my safest play because of the Friend Guard. And I really do like... I want Flare? Or do I want Lightning? I am weakening the power of my Gastrodon, but I don't think I'm going for water moves anyway. If anything, I go for Earth Power, Ice Beam, I think, in the matchup. And I guess reducing the damage output of my opponent is pretty nice. Although Lightning might be better because if they change the terrain again, it's a little bit frustrating. Yeah, I'll go for Lightning. I think Lightning's okay. Keeping keeping Weavile around is a pretty good way to one-hit KO the Gudra after Trick Room's over, so I definitely think it's worth saving. We're gonna see the Dynamax come out. This could be either Gudra or Hatterene. I think Hatterene's a better Dynamax Pokemon here, but maybe my opponent has something tricky up their sleeve. It is gonna be the Gudra, so I'm okay with this. That means I don't have to deal with the G-Max Smites. I'm very happy with Gudra Dynamax, unless it's Ally Switch Hatterene, which I don't think it should be. Yep, just Gleam is okay. I'm assuming this is going to be Max Ooze or Flamethrower then. Yeah, Max Ooze. Okay, so Max Ooze. Okay, that's fine. It shouldn't KO. Yep. Because Clef is pretty bulky of a Pokemon, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this turn. If I can get rid of everything around the Gudra once Trick Room's over, Triple Axle, as long as I don't miss, is going to do a ton and knock out the Gudra, assuming I get, I think I need all 3 hits. Maybe I only need 2 hits. If we're able to knock out the Hatterene though, fantastic. X Darkness would have been better, but I don't even know if that knocked out the Hatterene. This is not stab, even if we're +2. Registeel going to come out, that's fine. I don't know if this is Max Geyser coming out or not. Should I just go my... I feel like I should just go my... I think Gastrodon is fine. Yeah, I think Gastrodon's fine overall. The reason I like Gastrodon here is because I want to max flare to Registeel. There's either they take the KO on Clef and have a water move. Because I think +1 Max Geyser would be the worst case scenario, I think. I think Dragonite would live. So I want to get rid of that Geyser option. I'll go Gastrodon. If they protect, it's fine too. We get to find out what the Gudra goes for. If it's Max Ooze again, that's okay as well. Yeah, it's just Max Ooze. Okay. This is also pretty good because Gastrodon's actually in a really good offensive position because we're slower than both things on the field because we're min-speed Gastrodon. And now Earth Power will be able to knock out the Registeel, which I think is really nice after this Max Flare, I think, to protect because it's +2. I don't know if Earth Power will actually knock out. I guess it'll be close, but we get to find out. Still very solid damage at the end of the day, though. So I'll gladly take it. Because getting rid of Registeel is how I'm setting up for my Weavile to win. Also, this Gudra's down to its last Dynamax turn, which is fantastic. And only about 2 more turns to Trick Room. Yep. So that makes my Weavile pretty safe because I do have Fake Out on deck. We are going to go for the Earth Power here. And I think we're Rising Voltage to Registeel. I could be losing... I don't think I would lose 2 Pokemon because Gudra is the only Pokemon that can pick up a knockout, but I think this is a pretty okay position here. Earth Power going to come out to Registeel. Almost pick up a knockout, just barely missing that knockout, but still all right here. As we're going to see the Body Press come out into probably... Oh, the Rotom. Okay. Rotom should survive. Yep. We're going to see the Max Dragon probably into Gastro. No, Rotom as well. Okay, that's fine. Don't really mind that too much. And this upcoming turn is tricky. Okay, so what's tricky about this is... Okay, Gudra's Dynamax is over. The Gudra's at +2. I'm not exactly happy about. The reason I'm not super happy with this position is because if I miss Triple Axle, I just lose to a double target, I think. Oh, maybe I'd be fine. I mean, I go Weavile here regardless. If I go Clef, it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go my Weavile here. Actually, maybe... Okay. Let me think. Gudra most likely Assault Vest on this team, or they don't usually carry Protect at all, so I think it's fine to go for the Earth Power here in the Registeel. Or is it fine to Ice Beam to Gudra? If it's Weakness Policy, though, I don't want to activate it. I think my best play here, go for the Registeel. Even if it protects, I think it's still fine. The damage on Gudra really doesn't matter, I think, right now. If it's a... I don't think it does, unless it puts into 2 Triple Axle range guarantees. I still think Fake Out here is fine into an Earth Power. We're going to see Registeel protect. Okay. This upcoming turn, I think my opponent has to hope that I miss, right? With Triple Axle and then knock out the Weavile. Yeah, I think that's how you would win if you're my opponent. I just don't know. Do I go into Clef? The reason if I go Clef is I might just lose my Gastrodon. Would I lose it to Body Press? Okay, one, would you double up the Gastrodon first? Because I think I would live Draco Meteor after Friend Guard, but I could be wrong. And I think you would really target the Clefs. I think you would target down the Weavile slot, since I don't think you want to play around with Triple Axle accuracy. If you miss one, that's fine. Like, if you get rid of Weavile, your Gudra straight up wins if I miss the Triple Axle. So that's why I think you should double up the Weavile anyway. I think I'm going to go Clef here. It's risky, but I think this is the best way to win. Or maybe I should just protect and cycle out the Fake Out again. I mean, it's still going to come down to Triple Axle miss at the end of the day. They go for Acid Spray. Interesting. This should have been a double on the Weavile, though. Yeah, Body Press Current will knock out. Okay. And then we are able to get rid of the Registeel, and then I could Fake Out, Ice Beam, chip it away, and then hopefully, as long as Weavile hits 1 out of 2 Triple Axles, we should be able to win. If not, hope Fake Out into 2 Ice Beam KOs. I don't know what kind of Gudra it would be. So, I mean, we know it's special. We saw Acid Spray. Unless this is physical with just Acid Spray on it. But we'll go for Ice Beam and we'll go for Fake Out. It is my safest play, I think, into the Gudra. Although, I just don't know about the Draco Meteor calc. That's the only thing I'm trying to think of. What's nice is this Fake Out into Ice Beam should put in range of just like 1 Triple Axle. Or maybe it's 2 because Triple Axle first hits really weak. Either way, all we have to do is hit 1. I mean, I could Surf here. Realistically, I could Surf here. Surf Ice Beam. Actually, it doesn't even matter because you need 3 hits on... You need 3 hits unless you have a spread move like Earthquake or Rock Slide, which I don't think you do. I'm just going to go for Triple Axle. Because if you have a spread move, you might knock out Gastrodon with it. Okay, we hit. And yeah, we only need... Okay, it's a crit. I don't know if I need 1 or 2 hits, but that is good game to my opponent. Woo! Weakness Policy, Rotom Heat coming in clutch. Wish the Rising Voltage could have done something, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. We got to showcase both sides of the team, and yeah, I think this Series 6 looking team did pretty well. Life Orb, Hatterene, Entity, Focus Sash, pretty standard. Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry 4 attacks Azu, okay. The standard Registeel with Iron Defense. It was the Selfless Gudra. Yep, no surprise. Focus Band. Alright. But that's gonna be it. I think this game, I do think that Hatterene Entity, I played one earlier against a Chansey team, and I noticed that Weavile and Rotom Heat just did really well as the lead because you were able to break Sash on the Entity, get a little bit of chip onto the Hatterene, as well as like just blow back with Rotom Heat. And they didn't have a good answer to Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat would be such a big threat at +2 with Dynamax available, and we get rid of terrain, so I felt like that was the best possible lead. And luckily it did work out in this case, and I didn't even have to deal with Gmax Smite, which was fantastic, because no Gmax Smite just made this game, I think, a lot easier because the luck involved was non-existent. And Gudra wasn't really that big of a concern in my opinion, because of the fact that yes, it did wall my team and it was slowly boosting up Scary, but it didn't have that many turns and would have had to rely on misses, I think, at the end of the day against Weavile outside Trick Room, and Weavile got 2 shots left. And due to Rotom Heat being able to clear the Hatterene, the Entity, and the Registeel, which was dealt with, I felt like I had multiple shots, thankfully, to deal with the Gudra. I still don't know if I would have lived +2 Draco Meteor from the Gudra. I felt like it was really hard to make that read anyway, because I think at that point you do have to risk the triple Axle miss or Icicle Crash miss, whatever ice move I have on the Weavile. Hope that I don't have Ice Punch and then be able to eliminate it, because I think if you're risking 2 misses to cost you the game, that is really just pushing it, I think. So yeah, that's why I assumed that I could go in a cleft there. Hopefully, live the Draco Meteor as a backup, but I felt like it was more likely they target the Weavile slot, because I don't think they want to play around with accuracy since they were already so behind in the game. But yeah, and that is gonna be it for today's episode. Very strong showcasing. We got to use both modes of the Weakness Policy Rotom Heat as well as the Porygon-Z, which I'm very happy to see. And of course, if you did like the team, make sure you try it out with the rental code on your screen. Go check out Ryota. His Twitter will be linked in the description down below. Go check out my other videos. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like down below, as it really does help out. But yeah, that's going to be it. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll see y'all later.